Hi everyone. Okay, I just want to update on some of my tree in the front of the yard from the last frost we had. We had two big storms and we survived the storm. I had one large tree that came down, split open. So really large old tree, not avocado tree, regular tree. And but all my avocado trees survived from the storm. Right after the last storm, we had a freeze without any rain. We had 2 or 3 days of freeze in at the house here. It's our first freeze of the season. So just an update to share with you how my tree is doing the first freeze. I was at a friend's house a week ago for dinner, and he had one seedling avocado tree that he planted. It sprouted out and it grew about almost 3 feet tall. And I helped him, at the end of last year, I helped him graft it over. And his elevation is 1450 elevation. He's still in PASO ROBLES, West PASO ROBLES. And his tree got burned so severely. I was so shocked. I did give him some mulch to mulch, and I told him to water right before the freeze, but it's still, and his tree was planted very close to the house, so he got the wind, the house protecting his tree, and it still got burned. And my tree hardly showed any burn. And I'm just gonna share with you. I'm right down below the swimming pool of our house here, and that's a jam tree right there, and that's another avocado tree with a seedling, an oro negro, planted late last year, and a seedling that I newly grafted in November, Bernecker. So there's no protection. It starts sprouting out right there at the tip there. I don't know, you could see it. So, and there's nothing protecting it. And it survives the freeze. So you can see this time of year, some of the tree is going to shed all the leaves and new leaves will come out. So it's yellow looking. So, and it does that every year. Once the new leaf form, then all the old leaf, the yellow leaf will drop. And here's the jam. So there's no sign of burn or anything. So there's flower buds forming. So all this leaf will eventually shed. The leaf will shed every year on avocado. So right now it look a little raggedy. So just to share this with everyone. And here's my nabal. And here, nabal doing extremely well. You could see it. There's no burn or anything. There's a little bit burn on this older leaf, and that's what I find. If there's any burn, would be the older leaves. Any young new leaf that emerging there's no sign of burn on any of my tree. So that's why I'm able to fertilize them in the winter. That most experts say don't fertilize because the young leaves will burn. Mine is opposite. The old leaves is the one that burn and not the young leaves. And here's a seedling that came out and I also grafted. This is Yamagata. It's a Florida variety. I purchased it from Florida. And look at all the young leaves that emerged. It survived the last freeze, the first freeze of 2026. So I'm just sharing this with everyone. And I analyzed things to death. Why is my tree not burning? Especially the young leaves. And here's a seedling that I decided to keep this seedling tree and not graft it over. And you can see this is all the leaves here is shredded from the wind, but there's no burn on the young leaves. So you can see it. And in the back the same, there's no burn at all, no sign of burn. And this, right next to it is a grafted tree. And this is old leaves. Eventually, this is what it looked like. And in a couple months, in 3 more months, all the old leaf will shed and new leaf will emerge. 3 or 4 months. So just to share this with you, but look at all the young leaves. There's no sign of burn or anything. So, and coming down here, here's another one, another seedling. This is Bernecker. It was grafted in November of last year, the end of November. So look at the new shoot coming out. There's no burn here. And here's a 1-year-old Oro Negro. So there's no burn on the Oro Negro, on the young leaves. So, and here, this is either a reed or I think a reed or a Pinkerton. So there's no burn. The leaf looking raggedy because it will shed all the leaves. And look at all the flower, but there's no burn on the flower buds. This is a Pinkerton. So all this leaf is getting ready to shed. And here's another one. Here's a grafted tree. It's a half that I graft Ronnie and which color? Where's this other sign? Beta. So look at all the young leaves. There's no burn. And this tree is barely a 1.5 foot tall. Look at all the young leaves. There's no burn. And here, this one, you can see it. This is a reed. It's so healthy looking. There's no burn. Hang on, I will show you up above some of my other variety. And here is a Monroe tree that was planted the end of last summer. So it's not quite totally established, but there's no burn to the young leaves or the flower buds that you could see. So all this old leaf will shed in a few months. So if there's any burn, will be just just the old stuff, but the young leaf is totally there's no burn on my young newly planted avocado tree. So hang on. And here is Maria Black. So, and this tree is not even 2 feet tall. It's about 2.5 feet wide, but it's shorter. It grows wider than taller. So just to share this with everyone. And here's, look at all the young leaves. There's no burn to the leaves. So I think it's the only thing I'm doing different here is I use lots of gypsum. That's the only thing I could think of because I use steer manure, I use organic fertilizer, but when I plant a tree, I use heavy on the gypsum, till it in with the soil. I use at least 10 pounds. Beside the gypsum, what the gypsum is also calcium. It helps build up the root system. And whatever is in the gypsum, I think is absorbed. The tree absorbs the nutrient from the gypsum, and it helps the tree could handle the freeze, the frost, and the wind. So so that's the only thing I could think of, and I normally use minimum 10 pounds. When I first planted the tree, it's also helped breaks up the clay. That was the main reason why I use heavy on the gypsum. So you could try it to see, because I have those avocado, newly planted avocado tree in the back. Let me zoom in if you could see it. So all this cover I have some tree that was planted in the summer of last year. So it had a chance to establish the root and absorb from the gypsum, the nutrient from the gypsum. It was perfectly fine. There's no sign of burn. But the newly planted tree was planted a little over a month ago, so it was still has not had a chance to absorb the gypsum. So it did show some sign of burn, but it will be perfectly fine, once the temperature warm up, and it will come back. So I'm just sharing this with you. This is my analyzing, trying to see why is my tree able to survive the severe frost. Our temperature went down to 30 degrees at the house here. Downtown and in town Paso Robles, it went down to 29 degrees. At our friend's house, it went down to 29 degrees. So, and I know my avocado tree 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago, it survived 3 solid days of snow, and the snow was heavy. It looked like I live in Montana instead of California, Paso Robles, and it survived 3 solid days of snow. I have photo to prove it, and it did not. It's not only survive. It did not even no sign of burn on any of my avocado trees. So I think it has a lot to do with the gypsum that I'm putting into my tree, just when I start planting the tree. So just to share this. And if there's any light burn, would be on the older leaves, not the young one. So that's why of all my avocado tree, I don't have any issue with the young leaf burns. So you can see it here. This one is a Bernecker avocado tree. So it's still young, it's about 2 feet tall. And I'll show you a West Indian variety, a Russell. And here, this tree got slightly burned also underneath the tree, the leaves. But look at the young leaves. There's no burn on the young leaves. So the older leaf did got burned, but not the younger leaves. So I'm just giving you an update on my, how my tree doing in the freeze temperature of Paso Robles a week ago. And this is a Simon. It's a taller Simon that I was planted last summer, and it survived. Look at the young leaves. So there's no burn on the young leaves. And let me see. And here is Yamagata. And over there, there's no burn on even Marcus pumpkin right there. I'll come over to this. Marcus pumpkin is supposed to handle freeze really well. That's what they said. And look at it. And this tree was planted last year. This is little over 2 years old. And look at the young leaves. There's no burn on the young leaves. And here are some more. Hang on. And going back to the Catalina, the other day when I did my video, I forgot to mention, to share with you on how well the Catalina is doing. So it's coming to, all the leaves here will shed in a few months. All the leaves, a new leaf will emerge. And also on my taste review, my last video, I forgot to mention, you will be happy with the flavor. This morning before I came out, I tasted the leftover Catalina that I already cut open. And I was so happy because yesterday I forgot to mention the taste of the Catalina is buttery, nutty, creamy, rich, very rich, coated on the back of your throat. When you bite down to the Catalina, first it tastes light, And then once you start chewing it and eating it, you have this aftertaste. It's not heavy. It's not heavy at all. It leaves a really smooth finish coated on the back of your throat, and I would describe refreshing, buttery, nutty, creamy richness. You will love Catalina. Now I know why the Cuban love is so popular among Cuban community or society. They love Catalina. It's an excellent avocado. It's different than Hass. You have to. If you have a tree, you will be happy with your tree. And I'm so glad I grow so many different variety. So I don't, I get bored eating Hass, and now I will have, once my tree is mature enough, I will have it, I will share my fruit with the audience. And so you could, purchase it and test it. And so you're not stuck with just one variety. And I have right now I have over 65 different variety of avocado, and all rated excellent for the audience to try once my tree produces enough fruit. And I will share all the information with you, which one produce well and which one not, and which one have alternate bearing. And basically, I will share everything I know, my knowledge, and all the information I learn. And if you have any new information that I am not aware of, please share. That's how we learn. And yeah, I think that's about it. So going to this, continue with my avocado surviving the freeze here. And this one, let me see, what is this one here? This is the bumpy avocado. So it survived, there's no burn. So, and I have the Apme, that's the rarest one. And that's the most expensive one. So and it survived the first year. It's going to the second year. So, and here is my Russell. It's 100% West Indian also variety. So there's hardly any sign of burn. And West Indian avocado is cannot survive cold. They're very cold sensitive. And look at mine. Look at the young leaves. There's no burn on there. So just to share, if there's any burn, would be the older leaves. So, but the young leaves, there's no burn. All this shredding, that's from the wind. So just to share this with everyone. This is Russell. If everything goes well, if it flowered, then would have a very high chance it will produce fruit. I'm keeping my finger crossed and keep you updated. I think I got some flower buds in here, I think. So right now it's too early to tell. Yeah, flower buds are right in there. So just an update, and here's a Ronnie. So you can see there's no burn on Ronnie. And Ronnie was planted last year. I think it's last year, early last year. Yes, it's last year. So, but it have so much leaves. The leaf droop down. It's not like anything like Florida. Most of my Florida variety, it droop. So it's so heavy that it draped down, or it not wilted. It drooped like a willow branch. So, and that's I think it's because of the soil and the temperature here. is different than Florida. The Florida avocado, they stand, grow straight up, and it doesn't droop over. Mine, most of my Florida variety, majority, I have to train them to stay up. So just to share this with you. Any question, comment right down below. And please share if you have any other information on your avocado variety. That's how we learn from each other. So because I have so many variety, it's frustrated when you don't get as much information in California. In Florida, it's different. Weather, soil is different. Here, you're introducing new variety to California weather and soil, so the tree respond differently. And I try to ask my audience, please share if you have good info, and because I'm sharing everything, so so you could learn from my mistake, and that's how we learn from each other. So please subscribe. Any question, comment right down below, and thank you for watching.